Hello and welcome to Opening Stuff, and today I'm actually opening some stuff. So I've got two just sort of loose set boosters from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and we've also got a booster bundle, and it actually includes a Jurassic World card, which boosters wise they're 1 in every 12 boosters. So what have we got in here? We've got a Alt Art Traditional Foil Hit the Motherlode. We've got 8 12-card booster packs. Our Universes Beyond Jurassic Park World card. We've got a card box to store it all in. Our Traditional Foil and regular basic lands. And we have an oversized spin down counter. So let's crack into this. We get a little pulley thing at the side, which is being a sod to get pulled, but there we go. Let's see, inside the box. Oh, yeah, slide that out. There we go. Okay, so, hearing things rumble around already. We've got this little sheet about the Lost Caverns of Ixalan and talking about the artifacts that we've got in this set. And a nice little art bit. Some random little guy on something. And obviously the area of the whatever. Words and stuff. I know I'm not being particularly eloquent here, but there we go. Alright, inside the beautiful box. Very pretty. These are always very pretty. It's not as pretty as like the Lord of the Rings one, but there we go. What can you expect to find in here? So we'll slide this out, which apparently this pack is dying to be opened. It can wait its turn. So we've got a little art thing there. Another little art thing there, some little art stuff on the side. The counters are quite nice if you sort of need them for poison or +1s. And there as well. I will pop them out to keep in a minute. Out spin down. Whether they're all red or not, I don't know. The one on the box was. This one obviously is. This one's really, really clear to see the numbers on. I mean, the camera is refusing to focus properly, but these numbers are really, really clear, which is always nice, because they're not always. So we've got our Hit the Motherlode there, and the rest of these will be lands. So we'll just pop them there for a minute. Our Jurassic Park card. We've got the Indominus Alpha Rex. As it enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying counter on it if a card discarded this way has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. When Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. Nice. Very nice. I like this card. I'm trying to work out which decks that would work in. I could put it in the dinosaur deck, but whether any of them actually have like all of the other bits and pieces, I'm not too sure. And then the other card in there is just a how to move your cards about thing, so I'm not going to worry about that. I will take that out and sleeve that and stuff in a little bit. And then we've got our hopefully 8 booster packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 booster packs. But we're actually going to open 2 more. So we've got 10 booster packs to open in today's video. Of the latest set Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So I got this from my local game store, because it's not officially out yet. But I got these at the pre-release. Even though my Commander decks turned up early. So that's in another video where I'm showing the collector boosters and open up a couple of other, one other I think set booster from the set. which you can sort of see going on in the background over there, because I filmed that right before this. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll both be uploaded on the same day, but there we go. Cracking into the first of these 10 booster packs we've got going on here. So, our art card. Oh, it's a little doggy. Kind of cute. We've got Caveland. There's quite a lot of things that do stuff with caves, so it'd be useful to have a couple of these in a deck. Obviously, Commander, you can only have one of each particular card, but I mean, if you're running the 3-colour Ahoy Mateys one, then you could have the 3 basic ones before you even sort of start to trigger a bunch of cave stuff. So we got Itali's Favour, Envoy of Onyx Ahu, Iron Paw Aspirant, a Malamute Brawler, Glimpse the Core. Okay, that's kind of useful. Get another gland out. It's going to go in a deck somewhere. Kinali's Dawn Runner. Okay, we've got another Merfolk here. So whether this is in the Merfolk deck already, I'm not too sure, but I'd have to check that. So Merfolk set, whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. That's really nice for land draw. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Okay, that's pretty good. So then you can stack that quite nicely. We've got a Dinosaur, a Belligerent Yarling as Trample. Whenever a dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have this base power become equal to the creature's power until end of turn. Oh, we got a mythic dinosaur. Nice. Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. I thought my thing was falling over then. Why is this not focusing very well? There we go. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This one seems like it could be in a commander on its own. This is really nice. I approve of this card. I'm going to set this somewhere else just to make sure that it definitely ends up getting sleeved. And we've got Rare Enchantment, Dead Fruit Pilgrimage. Whenever one or more non-token Merfolk you control becomes tapped, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature with token with hexproof. Again, I need to check in the Merfolk deck because this potentially might be a card that goes in it. Okay, we got our foil is a rare as well. This is a good pack. So as long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Very nice. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That is really nice. And we've got Grumly, the Generous Legendary Creature Godman Salmon. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on it. Again, quite nice. So we got some really good cards in that one. I'm actually really, really happy with that one. I might put a couple of these aside just because I think they're definitely either going to be going into decks, or if they're already in the deck, then we'll see, of the new Ixalan ones, and I might put them in some other decks as well, potentially. So into pack number 2, which I'm going to open over here so I don't knock over the camera, because that would be unfortunate. Okay, so our art card is kind of cool. It's like it's like a cheetah, one of the Planeswalker guys fighting a dinosaur. Got another cave. Nice. I like it. I like anything to do with counters. Nurturing Bristleback. Oh, Poison Dart Frog. So yes, it's a common, but this is a really cool one. So it's got reach. You tap to add 1 mana of any colour. That's really good for just mana draw. You tap 2 for it to gain Death Touch until end of turn. That's really effective. So this could be a really good blocker. If the other person's got a big nasty thing, You could just leave this untapped as like a bit of a threat to get rid of it, or you could just use it to not have something go for this when you're attacking with it if you find a way to get counters on it or buff it. Which there are obviously some good green buffs, like that one right there. So target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample to end turn. So then that would be a 4/4 death touch, which then are they going to let the 4/4 through, or are they going to whatever? Like, yeah, it's an interesting one there. The Poison Dart Frog is a very good card. We got a Capybara. Descend mechanics really good in this, so basically it depends about how many things are in graveyards. There's a bunch of stuff that does a bunch of descend stuff. Okay, that's really cool. So other caves you control have tapped to pay one life, add 1 mana of any colour. That could be particularly useful if you're running multiple coloured decks, which most people do. Got a Aura Enchantment, a Confounding Riddle, a Tilthing Blade, and it's got craft with creature. So there's several different craft things here in this set. So this one's with a creature, exile this artifact, exile creature you control, or a creature from your graveyard. So if you've got stuff in the graveyard, that's pretty useful. Return this card transformed under its own control, craft only as sorcery. And then at the beginning of your upkeep on each opponent, lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's a pretty good card. We've got Tetsin Gnome Champion as a rare there. 6 artifacts. Damn, that's kind of expensive. I don't know if that one's happening. I don't tend to run like massive artifact decks. I mean, everyone's got like the Soul Rings and Command Spheres and stuff like that in Commander, but to have it as like a main thing, it looks like something's really cool is back here. So I'm going to turn that away for a second. Kellen Daring Traveller, Human Fairy Scout. It's got an adventure. Create X map tokens where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control an artifact. Whenever it attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card with mana value 3 or less, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. Oh, that's beautiful. I think this is a good pull. That is really fucking nice. That's beautiful. So whenever Starving Revenant enters the battlefield, surveil 2. Then for each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and you lose 3 life. So you get to surveil and then draw them if you want. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's decent. It's 2 and 2 black. That's pretty cool, and that's an absolutely gorgeous card, not gonna lie, absolutely gorgeous. I really, really like that. That's really pretty. So I am gonna sleeve that one pretty much immediately. We've also got a map token card there, which if you're unfamiliar with the set at the moment, it's tap 1 and this to sacrifice it. Target creature you control explores. Activate only as a sorcery. So basically, you look at the top card. If it's a land, you put it in your hand. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on that creature, and then you can put the card back on top of your library, or you can put it in the graveyard. So if you're running stuff that's useful at having certain things in the graveyard, or if you've got a whole bunch of Descend where you kind of want some stuff in the graveyard, the map tokens could be quite useful for that. So say, for example, you have something which, I know it's an old mechanic now, but say you've got Scavenge in there. Say if you've got something that you can cast from the graveyard, then yeah, or you've got stuff that you might be able to draw, like there is a green card that basically it's got Descend 4, so if there's 4 or more things in your graveyard, you can choose to put something from your graveyard back into your hand. So it's a good way of getting it back out if you don't want to basically end up with the yeah, words and stuff. So, into our next pack. We've got 10 of these in total. I think we're on pack 3 now. I think. I'm going to have to do it over here just because it's not open. I mean, I have heard rumours that the packs that are harder to open have the better stuff in, so stay tuned, folks. See what our token is first, because I can see it is a token at the back. Oh, it's another map token, so we'll have something that does stuff with that. Get a nice other beautiful dinosaur art card there. A hidden courtyard cave. Join the dead. Well, that's kind of useful. Get rid of some big nasties with that. Another chance. Screaming Phantom. This seems to be doing an awful lot of mill type stuff here, which I quite like. Echo Dust. This is a nice cheap, like, get some lifelink going on. 2 end of turn. Dreadmere's Eye. I'm not going to read out every single one, just because otherwise we will be here all day. Dinosaur that has reach and trample. Triumph Chomp. Grasping Shadows. Ooh. I like this. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains deck touch and lifelink until end of turn. Put a dread counter on Grasping Shadows, then if there are 3 or more dread counters on it, transform. Let's see what it does when it's transformed. So it becomes a land cave. So tap to add black mana. A black and tap it to remove a dread counter from this. You draw a card and lose a life. So card draw as well as mana. And it's really pretty. This is nice. Whenever Plantosa, Sun Flavoured, or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once per turn. That's pretty nice. Any of you who don't know Discover, basically you start milling, so where X is the creature's toughness. Say you have a 4/4 come in. So you can like mill 4 cards if there's one that's got a cast cost of in fact I don't think they have to go in graveyard. I think they can go on bottom of the library actually, to be fair with Discover. I'm not entirely sure. But basically you would draw 4 and one of them has a mana cost, converted mana cost of less than 4. You can cast it for nothing. That is pretty nice, and it's a mythic, and it's a full arty dinosaur, so who doesn't love that? That's, again, going to go over there to be sleeved. We got a legendary artifact that looks like it transforms. Whenever the Thousand Moon enters the battlefield, create a white gnome soldier artifact token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, transform this. So if you got like a deck with lots of tokens and stuff, you can just tap the tokens. Ooh, okay, so you add 1 white mana whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by this. Create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts on creatures you control. So if you're running like an artifact token thing, then this could be nasty. This could be very nasty. Hollow is Sunfire Torch, which is just a common. That I thought was a pretty good pack, so I'm just going to sleeve that mythic dinosaur that we got there. Clearly I want a hollow, but you can't have absolutely everything in every single pack. Pity it's not a Jurassic Park card, but there we go. Again, you cannot have everything, but it is a pretty card. It does cool things, and we will have to see about that. Potentially going into the Velosa ramp deck if it's not already in there. I haven't looked through in detail all of them. I sort of looked through the Merfolk one. I looked at some of the Velociraptor one while I was sleeving it. There's 2 of the decks I still haven't even sleeved, but there we go. Again, being a bit of a sod to open, but I think it's opening up easier than the other one. So maybe this theory is right. I don't know. Just something I've seen on some videos lately. Doesn't look like we've got a token at the back, so that's always a good start. Well, it's not just a token. We've got a cool art card. We've got a hidden volcano. A frilled cave worm. A child of volcano. Oh, okay, that's quite pretty cool. A mine shaft spider. A fungal fortitude. A mischievous pup, which we got the art card thing of before. A congested game ball. Seeing if we can zoom this out and still have it in focus, but apparently not. Apparently that's not happening. A Capra something sunborn. Whenever it attacks, you may tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, discover 3. Not too bad. Master's Guide Mural. I feel like I pulled this in the pre-release thing. A Starving Revenant, which we just got in a foil. Yeah, it's pretty. But obviously maybe not as uncommon as I thought it might be. But it's still a gorgeous looking card. Absolutely gorgeous. So it's nice to have the normal version. Well, not normal, but you know what I mean. And the shiny version of this. Oh, for 1 mana, that's pretty good. Menace, at the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a +1 counter on this. And you can sacrifice it. Target creature gets -X, -X until end of turn, where this is power. This is a really good card. I think this could well go in my road deck if I had some more descend in there, but at the moment, probably not. But it's a gorgeous card. Ooh. That is pretty. This is such a gorgeous set. Ah! Vigilance and Menace, descend 8. Tap 4, a blue and a black. Return this from your graveyard on the battlefield with a finality counter on it. That is nice, and it's a 6/4. That's gorgeous. That's almost definitely going to go in a deck. That is well gorgeous. And we have a Giant's Ire as our last card there. 4 damage to target player. If you control a giant, draw a card. It's alright. It's alright. It's not crazy, but it's alright. Yeah, overall, I think we're doing pretty well today. We're doing better than I did in all the bloody pre-releases, that's for sure. Because it's just that blah 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 Golgari legendary card that I just kept getting all over the place. That's all I seem to be able to pull. We got our art card there. Oh, we got a Hollow Nice Swamp. That is pretty and I love it. I do like my swamps. I play black very often and this is gorgeous. I like it. A Merfolk Scout. Another Merfolk Scout. Another Merfolk Scout. Song of Stupefaction. A Quicksand Whirlpool. Rampaging Ceratops. Dinosaur. A Earthshake Dreadmore. Iski Firstborn of Gisarth. It's legendary. It's got haste. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. useful if you've got some big creatures going on there. Ooh, we got a Baltham del Presido, legendary Vampire Knight. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, put +1 counter on it. Always nice. And we've got an Intrepid Paleontologist. So tap to add 1 mana of any colour, that is very nice. 2, exile target card from a graveyard, very useful if you've got someone who's drawing stuff out of graveyard. You may cast dinosaur creature spells from among cards you own exiled with Intrepid Paleontologist. If you cast spells this way, that creature enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Okay, so that's pretty good. So you could use it to get rid of stuff from other people's graveyards, or you can use it to exile your own stuff to then bring it back. I like that. That is cool. A Lodestone Needle is our hollow, which is an uncommon. And a dinosaur token with token with trample. Nice, because hopefully we will need lots of dinosaur tokens if we're getting lots of dinosaurs. In again we go. This one seems to be opening way too easy, so maybe there's nothing good in it. Let's see if that theory holds true or not. I'm hoping not, because the more good stuff, the better. Our art card, very pretty. We have an island, a pretty island. An artifact gnome. Another artifact gnome. A rumbling rock slide. Miner's Guide Wing. River Herald Guide. Ooh, okay, that's pretty useful. Hurl into History. Bloodthorn Flail. Oh, you can equip by just discarding a card. That's kind of useful if you're early game and you haven't got the 3 to pay at that point. You just want to buff something second turn. Dusk Rose Reliquary. We got a nice Filati Dinosaur. We got Squirming Emergence. Return to the battlefield target non-land permanent card in your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. If you've got a lot of stuff in graveyard, that's pretty good. Ancestor's Aid as our hollow, and we have a Merfolk token that's quite pretty. Potentially useful with that Merfolk deck that I've got. The commander deck. I haven't looked in that much detail to remember what every single card does, but there's probably something in there that makes tokens. I'm sure it comes with some tokens with it. Again, opened relatively easy. And we do have a card at the back rather than a token, so again, always a good start. Pretty art card. We've got Hidden Necropolis as our cave. A Deconstruction Hammer. Sorry, I just realised that wasn't actually on camera there. Olotech Cloud Guard. Human Artificer Scout. Words and stuff. Tinkertote. Lots of white in this. A Foot Gnome. Cool ability. Diamond Pickaxe. Ooh. Whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. That's pretty cool. A Dig Site Conservator. A Market Gnome. Caslam's Stone Tree. And we got Warden of the Inner Sky. As long as Warden of the Inner Sky has 3 or more counters on it, it has flying and vigilance. That's pretty nice. Tap 3 untapped artifacts or creatures you control, put a +1 counter ward on the inner sky, scry 1, activate only as a sorcery. That's pretty good, and for a 1 mana drop, that is really nice. That is definitely useful. River Herald Scout as a foil. Ooh. Dwarven Grunt from the list. What this one's worth, I don't know, but it's definitely one of the older ones that's been reprinted, I'm guessing, from the art on that. So I'm going to sleeve that just in case, because, yeah, just in case. You never know with MTG. Some of these cards are just ridiculous in terms of price. I doubt it is, but you never know. So I'm just going to sleeve it just to be sure and all of that stuff. We've still got 3 more packs left. I think we're doing really well, to be honest, out of this. It's a pity we haven't seen any more of the Jurassic Park World cards, other than that Indominus Rex that we got as our card in the booster bundle. Whether that's in all of the booster bundles, or whether it's a random different one in each, I do not know. But if you do know, please let me know in the comments. Don't know if I'm going to get any more booster bundles from this, just because money and stuff. Art card. Ooh, don't want to drop all the cards. We got another cave. A Consium Blast. Ancestors Aid. Family Reunion. Ancestral Remnants. Vanguard Rose. Another cave. Eaten by Piranhas. A Confounding Riddle. A Shaylee's Lattice. Souls of the Lost as our rare. As an additional cost to this spell, discard a card or sacrifice a permanent. Fathomless Descent. Souls of the Lost power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Nice. And it's a 2 mana drop. That is a nice cheap thing that you could have out early and then just not block with it. See if it doesn't get destroyed. Get some stuff in your graveyard one way or another, and then that could go off. Got a Sorceress Spyglass as our foil. That is really pretty. And we've got a Vampire Demon creature with flying. Oh no, it didn't have a thingy back. That was me just thinking about the last pack. I'm being silly. Speaking of last pack, we've got 1 more pack to go, and then we will be on our last pack. I will organise all these cards, don't worry, it's not just going to be just left in a mess on the table. They will go in that deck thing. So we've got the same commander from the vampire deck on our art card there. Let's just see what the token is. Oh, it's the mini game thing. Fair enough. We got a Hidden Nursery Cave. In the Presence of Ages. Walk with Ancestors. Sage of Days. Every now and again a notification comes up. I can't see the name of the card without then like looking round or pulling it towards me or whatever. Ray of Ruin. Malicious Eclipse. The El Prezio one. We had him earlier on as a cooler art. Or maybe it was in another video, I'm not too sure. Carnized in Blood. Bitter Triumph. Oh, it's a pretty nice card for that. Ubank the Great Mistake. Nice. We had him earlier on, so I can now put him in 2 decks. That's quite cool. Dire Flail. Creature gets +2/+0. Equip 1. Craft with artifact. To then transform it. This transform becomes... creature gets +3 and has whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact other than this. When you do, this creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. That's useful to get rid of things. And our foil is a legendary creature. It's whenever you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1 counter on this. Create X 1/1 colourless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of +1 counters on this. That is quite nice. And this is almost definitely going to end up going into a deck that I'm making. It's got a bunch of like older Ravnica cards, basically Aurelia. And this can go in there as well, because why not? That is quite cool. I like that. Heck, I might even put it in Velociraptor just because why not? We've got 1 more pack left. This is the last of the last of the lost. Last of the last of the lost. Caverns of Ixalan. I know cards are everywhere. They will be sorted out, don't worry. Our token is a gnome, so presumably we've got something in here that's going to make us some gnomes. Our art card. Okay, we've got foil cave, that's nice. Captivating cave. Nice that it's a foil, it's pretty. Orzaka puzzle door. Sunfire torch. Daring discovery. Ooh, how very daring. A buried treasure. Plundering pirate. A soul coil viper. Deep cavern bat. This is a really nice cheap card. It can be a bit of a bugger to your opponent there, exiling a random card. We have another bat that's flying in lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you descend this turn, scry 1. That could be kind of useful. Idol of the Deep King. Ooh, mythic. So create a token that's a copy of another target creature or artifact you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Always gotta like a mythic. And then we've got Acrobatic Leap. Target creature gets +1, +3, and gains flying until end of turn, and untap it. Useful. And who doesn't like a nice foily, 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 foily? Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share, do all that malarkey, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!